Noodle on that thing. Don't stop. Don't stop. Noodle away. Fucking noodle, dude.
Just noodle?
Just noodle.
So you want noodle?
Wait, I want noodle. And not dry noodle and not ramen noodle. Can you hear the noodling?
An al dente noodle.
Because normally, Nick, you're the one who noodles.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm happy to
take the day off in the noodling.
I feel like Kirk Fox right now. I'm just happy to not be noodling.
It's a little sad we don't have Kirk here.
I know.
It's,
But
happy to be here.
I'm
no,
here.
no, happy that you're here.
I love a podcast that begins like, sad we couldn't get the other guy. But
No, not the other guy. We always have an
listening.
amazing guest. You are the amazing guest. I'm just talking about the third.
Yeah.
The third pod in this tripod.
yeah.
Hey, look at that. I am a
Branded.
stable genius today.
Topical.
Topical, and we want
Very
this thing to have
topical.
legs, man. Evergreen, but still topical. What were you? You started off by you said something really funny. That's why I said.
Noodling.
Noodling. No,
what did
something. I sent you.
Oh, you sent me an emoji poop that talks. You've got the new iPhone, the talking emoji, and of course you did the poop. But you're like a voiceover professional, so to see your animated poop, it was really amazing.
Oh man! See, I'm behind the times. I am now going to turn on our 360 camera for the first time. Now we're already
Wow.
recording, but I got this camera.
This is getting high tech.
Hold on.
I'm still trying to be Kirk.
Boop, boop. Oh, I turn it on first. Hold
Welcome
on.
to an actor, a comedian, musician, try to figure out a 3D camera.
That's not our introduction yet. Okay, here we go. And boom, boom.
Are we rolling?
It's blinking green. The light is
Blinking
blinking
green.
green.
That has to be a good sign.
No.
Is it going to
Hold on.
blow up?
Hold on.
Is it spin around or how does it?
I think it has two cameras on each
Wait.
side, or it has a camera on each side, and
And so when you're watching it, you can like actually spin it around.
yeah,
All right.
you can be interactive.
I'm going to trust that it's recording, and if it's not,
Then
Bet
tune in
it's
next
not.
week for us to figure it out.
Yes, not only did I send you an emoji poo, but I called you at the last second.
Yeah.
And because you're top of the mind. We didn't know we were going to record today, and we threw this together. I had the flu.
Oh wow.
And we've been on a schedule. And I called someone that I feel has more harmony. And I mean this. Like I was driving and I was thinking about how much I love you. I really do, and you know that. And I was thinking about harmony and how it's so hard to keep everything in harmony. So we're going to talk about that today.
Yeah.
Talk about you a lot and us and our families and everything. And just how great it is that we still are
Yeah.
so close after
Yeah.
all these years.
Yeah.
Let's start off with a song,
Okay.
if we would.
Okay.
But first, what's the name of the show, Nick?
Welcome to an actor, a comedian, and a musician walk into a bar.
Oh, listen to that. Flight Path Productions
Yeah.
presents. I don't know if the camera picks that up, but we're right in the flight path of the Burbank Airport.
Southwest.
So, dude, in harmony with everything you've got going on, Robert Patrick Benedict, Robbie Benedict, dude, why don't you give us a song,
All right.
and then we'll talk about it.
All right. Billboard snicker in the valley. They're back at him with a gamma rays. Maybe I'll go and start a fire. If they catch me, they'll put me away. They used to say he's got potential. Now I'm on my way to nowhere. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways I could have made my case. 4 suitcases of reasons it went wrong.
Yeah!
I got a 3 ibuprofen headache with just 2 more people who didn't make it. One good thought in my head now is gone. The ashtray knows I'm alone. It's certainly seen its better days. I live and die by the phone. I live and learn and love my foolish ways. Who will save me on the day? Well, no one try to save me. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways could have made my case. 4 suitcases of reasons and we're wrong. I got a 3 ibuprofen headache with just 2 more people. Didn't make it. One good thought my head, but now it's gone. And now it's gone. One good reason for leaving. I'm not blind and you can't see. I'm just so good at believing. Damn my sensitivity, I can't help it, my heart bleeds. I'll be damned if I can help it. 6 more miles and I'm out of state. 5 more ways could have made my case. 4 suitcases of reasons it went wrong. I got a 3 ibuprofen headache with just 2 more people who didn't make it. One good thought my head, one good thought my head, one good thought my head, now it's gone. And now it's gone. And now it's gone. And now it's gone. Woo!
Wow, yeah!
All right.
Robbie Benedict.
Okay, Rob. You got to earn your drink on this show.
Yeah.
You just earned all 3.
Nice.
I'm sure you'll share with us.
Yeah.
Settle on.
Please.
Thank you.
This
This
is
is,
handing me a glass of whiskey on the rocks.
Kadee.
Tell people what it is.
Yeah, what am I drinking here, fellas?
Greg, I think this is the Kadee Rye whiskey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this is Kadee Rye. Kadee, this is a company that I've kind of, you know me. It's never easy.
Yeah.
It's never like, oh yeah, they threw me a bottle. It's, I tasted this. Elizabeth tasted it, my wife, and she freaked out. She was like, oh my God, I really love this. And then we had it over at the house, and a bunch of people were freaking out of it, and I'm like, So I checked it out. Small company, really good people. 18th generation distillers, and they're from the Isle of Whidbey, which is off the coast of Seattle. Same climate as in Scotland.
Scotland, yeah.
So it's an Islay, whiskey,
Wow.
and you can sort of hear it, you can see it.
You can hear
if
it.
you want to hear and
You can
see
hear the flavor
more
in
of the
there.
podcast,
That's shaking.
That's you. I'm gonna turn off the 360 camera now, but check out the podcast.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. If you're
was
listening,
it.
you're still with us.
Yeah, so we're
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers,
That was
guys.
great, man.
Man,
Cheers.
cheers.
Grunny.
Thanks, man.
Transitive cheers.
Tell me what you think. Be honest.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's already on my second sip. It's delicious. I love it.
It's really good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Very
awesome.
smooth.
Yeah. Okay. So
And it's funny. It doesn't taste like your traditional rye either. It's it's good. It's
I
very
don't-
very tastable, user friendly.
Are you a whiskey guy?
I love whiskey, yeah, but only more recently in the last couple of years.
Me too.
Yeah, and there's so
You're
much
not
about it I
a
don't know.
drinker. You're like me. Like I drink.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
Like I'll be somewhere and I'll be like, yeah, I can have an iced tea or Diet Coke, and everyone will be like, good for you, man. And I'm like, dude, I'm not sober.
On the wagon.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, I'm just want some caffeine.
Greg, not after all these years.
I just want some caffeine. Yeah, it's like you don't go to a coffee shop and it's like, I'm just gonna have water. Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you know when I started drinking more and when I found about whiskey is doing these conventions, traveling with these other actors who know a lot more about drinking than I do.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki are the leads on Supernatural. I do these conventions with them. They know their shit. Can we cuss on this?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
yeah.
know their shit when it comes to whiskey. And,
Yeah.
and so they always give me master class, and then I always forget, and then they have to give it to me again. But
But you know what? Masterclass, like, do we really want to start at this point in our lives
Right.
owning 17,000 whiskeys? Those guys can do it.
Yeah, right.
And they stock their private plane with all of those whiskeys.
Yeah.
I'm just talking, like, I just know what I like to drink. I mean, Nick, what about you?
Yeah, I'm a whiskey beer guy.
yeah.
But are you a connoisseur?
With whiskey, a little more so. Like a beer, I don't care. I could as long as it's not flat. But whiskey, I do like.
I didn't even know that Scotch came from Scotland. I mean, I knew it, came from there. I didn't know it can only come from there.
Yep.
It's like champagne.
And
Yeah.
bourbon's the same way. It has to come
Right.
from Kentucky.
That's
Whoa,
right.
whoa. Champagne?
Champagne has to come from the Champagne Valley.
Yeah,
in France.
I didn't know that.
Real
with-
champagne, yeah.
Real champagne.
Cognac's like that. Cognac has to come from Cognac,
But
France.
shitty champagne can't come from
They have to
Walmart?
call it a sparkling wine.
If it's not really from Champagne.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then also with whiskeys and bourbons there are certain regulations. Like one has to come from the barrels.
Bourbon has to be Kentucky. If it's going to be called a bourbon, it has to be made a certain way with corn, and it has to be
from Kentucky.
From Kentucky, to be called a
That's
bourbon.
not true, because we have a bourbon whiskey at Cadee, but it's not.
I don't know how they get around that, because like a real bourbon has to be.
That's probably why they call it bourbon whiskey.
Maybe.
Instead of, I just gave you that.
They just call it bourbon.
Let's give you that.
Like, and there you go. We're gonna go to
I
commercial.
give you that knowing glance. But I want to talk about harmony. We're going to do the thank you, no thank you later. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that. But we started off talking about harmony. You and I both try so desperately to keep this harmonious thing going in our life. I mean, as actors, Nick, as a musician, it's so hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think it's more like appreciation for everything, and like you gotta not sweat the big problems that come, which they definitely do, whether it's health or whether it's, for us, it's Jake and all that, and whether it's weight or whatever the hell it is, and also not the big highs like booking a movie and then or the big lows of not getting something, because the thing that's really important is family, right? And that's what it's all about.
That's the constant,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, get me up to speed on your family, your beautiful family.
I have a son who's almost 14. He'll be 14 in a few weeks. It's crazy. Right?
What?
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Yeah. He's
wow.
going to high school next year.
Skipped his bar mitzvah. Just skipped it.
We skipped this one. Yeah. Well, when it comes to religious stuff, first of all, did I tell you that my sister did a blood test to see what we are?
Oh, you did that?
Yeah, because we're mutts, right? We're just like a whole bunch of different things. I've always wanted to be something, but one thing I've always wished that I was, and I'm not, is Jewish. And a lot of times people assume that I am, but I always wish. Why do I wish? Well, first of all, you're the coolest. You're like the people. All my best friends are Jewish. I've always identified. Like, I didn't know any Jewish people till I left Columbia, Missouri, and went to college in Chicago, and then I was like my people. Like all of a sudden, had all these best friends who were Jewish, and I felt like I in another life I was from New York and I was Jewish, and you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I feel like even at the beginning, like you and I got along because we were both Jewish, even though I wasn't Jewish.
No, it's so
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yes,
there's something
but don't
there.
you think the same thing applies in a black home? In an Italian home.
Absolutely.
It's all the same thing. It's just different balls, right? Italians have got meatballs. We've got matzo balls. I mean, it's the same thing. But it really is all about family. And,
I wonder where you're going with that.
Exactly. Well, Jews have no hair on their balls. Okay, we're like those hairless cats. But no, I think that's what you're saying, is that sense of just, I don't know, it's a Menchie.
Yeah, I did a report on the black fraternity system when I was in college. This is going to seem random, and it's going to come back.
No.
And I remember, I interviewed a black professor who told me there is a thing when you're walking down the street and you see another black person. There's a thing where there is a nod sometimes. You're just a black person to another black person. Hey, what's up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think there is that thing no matter what thing you identify with, whether you're Jewish or Italian or whatever. There is sort of a what's up.
Or if you drive a Jeep, they all kind of nod.
Or you're gay or whatever. Or whatever it is. And I've never had a group. But I have always felt more akin to the Jewish group, even though it's not what I am. Well, my sister did a test. Turns out we're like 11% Jewish.
Hey! I love it.
Yeah. And every time I tell this story, it goes up 1%. So by the end of this year,
exactly,
I'll be like, I'm 23%.
Jewish.
Yeah.
So we're sponsored by Cadee. You're sponsored by the Jewish Federation of America. Please give generously.
Anyway, so no bar mitzvah for me, but for my son. But
I can't believe that.
Yeah.
So where on your mother's side?
On my mother's side, yep.
Eastern European?
And yes, my grandma's maiden name is Einatten, which couldn't get more German than that.
Yeah.
So, and then there are
or Grunsberg. I mean, that's where Grunberg.
Right.
That's Grunberg. That's...
Right. So, and then...
Eins?
Einatten. Eynatten. Einatten. And somewhere like my fourth, grandfather... great grandfather or somebody, they just hid it. They hid it. They came over from Germany and they hid their whatever. They were maybe half
you're
or
Jewish.
whatever. Yeah. On my mom's side,
man.
no less.
I mean, see, and it took the podcast for me to figure that out.
Yeah.
I don't know what else it is though that the instantly you and I on the set. Okay, so let's go back to
right. So we were on Felicity together, and you were. our freshman year of Felicity, because we did 4 years.
Yeah.
You were a recurring, and then you became the series regular.
Yeah.
But I was a guest star, and I remember specifically that you were just incredibly generous with me, and you were like, "Oh, holy shit, dude! I saw your episode the other night. You were so funny. You're so good." I just remember thinking, like, because I was still we all were relatively new, right?
Yeah.
And it's
No,
like,
I had 2 weeks on you. I was a veteran at that point. I think I had been acting 2 weeks longer. We came up together, although
Yeah.
you studied in college.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, but this is like 1998, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just remember
I
thinking,
tell
like,
people
oh,
I
wow.
learned how to act on Felicity.
Right.
Don't you think that was a good barometer? You were doing other things too.
Yeah, I was doing other things, but this was the first time that I experienced that level of camaraderie, friendships, you know what I mean? Which is so much to do with being on something that goes for a while on TV,
Yeah.
you know? So I think there was something it was a first for all of us.
Yeah.
That's why you, me, you know, Speedman,
Mandy
Foreman, Carrie. I mean,
Carrie.
you know, every time we see each other,
Yeah.
we're like family.
Now,
you know?
as someone who isn't in the television business, you were a guest star.
Well, so I was a guest star, and then I became recurring. So
Okay.
I recurred for 4 years.
Okay.
And then Greg became a series regular.
Now everyone's.
What's the
a
difference
guest
between
star.
recurring and series regular? A series regular, you're always on.
It's in his contract that he's going to be in every episode.
Or I get paid for every episode. That's basically. Well, no,
okay.
because you can be a series regular now where they go a guarantee of.
15 out of 23 or whatever.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And then what's the difference between that and a day player, like
Well, day player would just come in and do. Like,
We don't use those words anymore.
you know, that's offensive.
No, a day player or 5 and under,
yeah, and there's co-star and guest star.
co-star and guest star.
That's
Yeah.
just a billing thing, really.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was recurring in that I had a character that they could go to. So I was
But-
probably in half of the overall episode.
I see.
But you have to understand, you, me, Mandy, Ian Gomez, like these were characters on the show that if you ask someone who's your favorite character on the show, 9 times out of 10 is going to say one of us.
Yeah.
That's just the way these shows work. Who's your favorite character from Seinfeld? It's not Jerry. Jerry's incredible.
Yeah.
But you always remember those characters that come in and
Kramer,
steal.
it's going to be Kramer or George.
Yeah, they steal the scenes.
Yeah.
You stole every scene until it was revealed you were gay. Until that. Dude, Richard it was such a great character.
It was fun. It was. I mean, I forget, and then remember. Like, I lost my on the show. I lost my character lost his virginity.
Oh, I thought you meant you did. I was
No,
like,
no.
wow, that's great.
On screen.
Allegations.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, actually, in the audition. When you're the catcher, does that consider losing your virginity?
We'll be right back. So no, my character lost his virginity to Tyra Banks.
That's
And
right.
I remember. I'll be like,
Wait a minute.
I'll randomly
Oh my-
really remember that. Like, what?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice, man.
Wait, we got to talk about. Let's just talk about that for a second. Some of the incredibly amazing guest stars that we had on that show, which you would not expect on a teen drama.
Who's the dude that was in the
Lionel Richie.
That's right.
Lionel Richie. Who's the dude? John Ritter.
Oh yeah. Who's the black guy that's on Saturday Night Live that's hilarious?
Jay Farrow?
No, the heavyset dude.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Kenan Thompson.
Kenan Thompson
Yeah.
had a big part on
He
our
played.
show.
He actually wore a fat suit. He made him bigger than-
Veggies. I mean, he played.
He was. What's her name's boyfriend? Who was.
What's her name?
Yeah, and that's the. That was
Tangi Miller's boyfriend.
Boyfriend, right? And they made him the plot line was that
He
was
just got what I did.
heavy set.
Yeah, I mean, and he was really good, by the way.
He was amazing, and he hosted a karaoke night in the show.
Right.
And my character got up there and did karaoke.
I just love how we all bonded. In we were all. It was like. I mean, I hate to use the comparison, but it really was like college. It was like
It
college.
was.
for us.
That's our freshman year. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You lost your
You and
virginity.
Speedy.
Yeah, a lot
But
of
you and
parallels.
Speedy, boom. I mean, you guys were like fast friends.
Yeah, we became really close, but we all did. I mean,
Yeah,
we were
we all
all. It was. I've said later, you go to other jobs. We've all had many other jobs since then, but that there was something about that set. Rare do you have a show that between setups, nobody leaves. Like, we would stay on those couches and just hang out with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when everyone usually go back to your trailer,
Yeah.
like, call me
Yeah.
when you need me. But like,
Well, you and I stay. Usually, though, honestly, it's like someone like in Carrie's position, like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Sure.
5 on the call sheet.
Right.
They're all look. I did House.
Right.
And I guest starred. I had one episode, and they were all Sudoku was the big thing, and boom, cut. It was like there was dynamite on the table. Like everybody was like, "Phew, get the hell out of here!"
Yeah.
And I went over to Hugh, and this is why we bonded, and he became a member of the band. We started the band together
that's right,
because I was like, Hugh, what's going on? I've never seen this before, never. And I went and talked to David Shore, and I was like, and he was like, hey, because he's a friend of mine. He's like, what's going on? How's it going? I said, oh, it could be better. I mean, it's a dream to be working with Hugh Laurie and all these guys. And I said, but I've never seen anything like this before. Jesse Spencer, also in the band.
Spencer.
Yeah, and Mel, there were Jennifer Morrison. Like there were all these great people on the show, but there because it was technical. Maybe that's what it was. It was technical dialogue. Everybody, but there wasn't that feeling, and I brought that feeling to it. My wife had open heart surgery and whatever, and it was like cut, and I'm like, hey! I'm just you gotta have a good time, and it shows.
That's what I remember is that we would laugh our asses off in between takes.
Like I don't know if I've ever laughed that hard again.
In your character's apartment, we would just stay there and
the loft that I couldn't afford.
yeah,
And the
that
gaffers
no one
are just
could
like,
afford.
can you get the hell out of the way, please?
Exactly.
By the way, it was true until the gaffers and the crew
became our friends also.
All of our friends.
Yeah.
Really close.
And then you never got a work done. It was just
No, yeah, it was hard to get anything done.
The problem is, we could get away with smoking a little weed or doing something like that, and they're a crew guy.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah,
like they couldn't do it.
yeah.
By the way, I just went to Whole Foods. They're selling CBD oil. They're selling Charlotte's Web CBD oil. They had a sign on the front that says 25. It says steaks 25% off. CBD oil 25% off.
Wow.
How great is that? And that,
That's amazing.
Jake, my oldest son, takes that.
Yeah.
For his epilepsy.
they were quick on the draw with that,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah, I mean,
I wonder what the difference is. But they're not selling weed.
I don't know. They might be. Huh? They're allowed to.
Like they already have a sale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's been
Until-
legal for
yeah.
like 6 days.
Until someone takes Jeff Sessions out, I think
Yeah.
a lot of these places.
Yeah.
I just passed a lemonade stand selling weed. I was like, that's interesting.
Sally,
Kids.
go home.
Yeah,
Go
those
to your
kids,
mom.
the kids spoil everything.
By the way, I have fake news. It does not have to be in Kentucky. It has to be in America. But 95% are made in Kentucky. That's why.
Oh,
So it's a common
it has to be in
misconception.
America.
Yeah, it has
so
to
you
be in
will
America
not
to be a
find a
bourbon.
European bourbon.
Nope. Has to be an American thing.
But originally it was, and that's
Originally it
why most of
was.
them are,
They said they have more barrels aging in the state of Kentucky than they have people.
wow, because it's something to do with the water or
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Sorry not to hammock that, but I just wanted to
No,
not have fake
we're
news
all about
on the
hammocks on the
podcast.
show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we talk about how, and we can talk about this. The hammocks of
This
like.
podcast is just going to be called The Hammock.
Yeah, one big hammock.
With every
No, just
episode.
where because Kirk Fox, who we're missing in this podcast, it's an
happy to be
actor,
here.
a comedian, and a musician walk into a bar. So we're going to be doing these from various bars, but since we have this bar, it's an amazing bar. This is what we do, and a lot of times Kirk says, honestly, the funniest. Like I laugh my balls off.
Yeah.
I cannot. And then it takes us on a tangent, and so
Great.
it's fun. But I also go off on tangents.
Yeah.
And talk way too much. and-
Yeah, I love it though. I
Yeah.
mean, that's what this is. you
no,
know?
it's good. So marriage is good.
Yeah, marriage is good, and it's hard because I travel a lot, and because I'm doing these, my band's touring, I'm doing these conventions, and then my wife also, she's a lawyer, she travels a lot, so it's a tricky thing. It's hard work. It's hard work.
But as long as you both have an affair, I think it works.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's our policy.
Right. She
quo
calls it a
pro
paralegal.
Right.
You call it your dialect
My
coach.
other wife, and
Exactly. As long as it's on paper. So you show a script and you're like, look, it's a kissing scene. I mean, the Supernatural and these conventions that you do with Supernatural, it is another. You see Mark Pedowitz, head of CW, spoke today. I don't know if you saw that.
no, what happened?
They talked to him about all the shows that are working and not working. Dynasty is this new show,
Yeah.
which I don't know if you've seen, but it is
I saw one episode actually. Yeah.
maybe the worst thing I've ever seen. I'm not exact. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there was something that I like. Nope, no. Like to me, it just didn't play real.
I
And
was just like, I'm too old for this. I didn't get it.
I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
And even in what I think it is also is in the days of now watching these incredibly wealthy people, billionaires and young people, Jimmy Tatro or Logan Paul or any of these guys. It's all about aspiration. It's all about, so that stuff doesn't impress me at all anymore, and it's gross and it's disgusting. It's not something that I aspire to have.
Yeah, but that was the thing about the original show, which also, by the way, wasn't a great show, but it was of the time. It was the '80s when everybody was like,
Excess was a big
rich,
thing.
cocaine and all that, and it was a joke then, but it was a soap opera people like to watch. Now it's like, no, that's not the world.
But
we're living
what
in.
else was a huge show back then? A reality show, Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous. Okay, that show, Robin Leach, right? Would that work today? Today's version is, or not even today's version. I was going to say is MTV Cribs, but that's not even today's version. So I don't know what today's version of that
90s.
show. Maybe we should do that show.
Yeah, huh?
Maybe it should be all about like the poor people.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lifestyles of the poor and ignored
And depressed.
and depressed.
And I think you say "and" like it's an afterthought.
Yeah. And famous. That's the way he did it. But yeah, when I watch, anyway, so my point is he was talking about all the shows on the network. And he literally said the words, which, I know Pedowitz, and he comes from the real part of the business. He's a good guy. He really is.
Yeah.
And he said, that show will go on for as long as those guys want to do it.
Yeah.
And as long as the fans want it to happen. The fans are not slowing down. The show is crossing its 300th episode.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, middle of next season will be its 300th.
300th episode.
Yeah.
It's as good as it's ever been.
It really is. Yeah.
You play God on the show.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
How did you get that role? When did you get that role? How many episodes have you done?
Again, it's like Felicity for me, really. I auditioned for this part on Felicity, and
You auditioned for it.
for Felicity.
No. I'm talking about.
For this,
Superman.
I auditioned for this too. Yeah. And it was the same kind of thing. I remember auditioning for Felicity. It was a one-off. It was this one characters in one episode. I auditioned for JJ, and JJ and I hit it off, and the
Also Jewish.
I know, and which is why
He's a mensch.
And
He knew you were Jewish. He just didn't want to tell you in the audition.
he knew I was 11%.
Yeah, he's like, good news, bad news. Good news, 11% Jewish. Bad news, worst audition ever. And famous. So you auditioned.
Which wound up in this recurring role in that show. And so anyway, this is the same thing. Was it supposed to be a one-off part, just one episode, and then they ended up making in a recurring role, and then this other thing rolled out from it, which was this convention thing, which the show itself is an anomaly. I mean, it's in its 13th season. It will have.
Say that again.
It's in its 13th season.
That is incredible. And by the way, we're not talking about The Bachelor, where it's like, it's in its 4th season, but you guys have only been on the air for 6 months.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, 3-month seasons.
Yeah.
This is its 13th season.
Yeah.
13
23 episodes per season.
Right. So there you go. That's why it's almost at 300.
Yeah.
And so, they want to go next season and maybe a season after that too. I mean, they'll keep going.
Now, they did a spinoff that didn't fly,
They did a spinoff a few years ago that didn't fly, but they've got another spinoff coming.
which Pedowitz says is really good.
Yeah.
And he kept prefacing it by going, look, this is an audience that will choose whether they like it or not.
Yep.
They're very loyal. You know this audience better
Very
than
well,
anyone.
yeah.
You're serving the audience in a really, and I'm going back to the harmony of it all.
Mm-hmm.
You've been able to do something that is really hard to do. You've had a band forever.
Mm-hmm.
You're a really accomplished musician. We just heard a song, and you've been able to blend everything, and they appreciate it and they love it.
Yeah.
And it's great, right?
Yeah. It's been talk about harmony. Absolutely, it's been. I mean, so there's the role in the show, and then the offshoot of that was these conventions, which I started doing a few of them per year, and now I do almost 20 a year, and we've turned it into something that's
20 conventions a year.
yeah.
Are any of them local?
We don't do LA anymore. Funny enough, they've stopped doing LA. I don't know why, but San Francisco's the closest. And we do Seattle. We do Hawaii. We did Hawaii first time last year. And we go around the world. We go Rome, Australia, England, Germany.
Dude.
Yeah,
How do I get on the show?
it's insane. Yeah,
Do you know the creators of the show?
yeah. I mean, the creator of the show he left after season 5. He's
Who runs the show now?
now it's a guy called Andrew Dabb.
Can
Runs
you
the show.
tell him that
Sure.
I'd love
yeah.
to be on the show?
Yeah, I'll tell him.
Dude.
Just doing this, and we'll get this out there. We'll get you on the show.
But it's just incredible to me.
Yeah.
That shows. So here's what this shows: that like you look at, I keep going back to following and stuff, but I've got 1.4 million people follow me on Twitter. I don't know where those people are. I think I speak to a community. I definitely speak to the Jewish community. No, I speak to the people in the epilepsy community. There's 65 million people around the world have epilepsy. No one's speaking for them, and I'm helping that.
Except for that guy that hates us now. But
yeah. Oh God. That was a whole thing.
How could that happen?
We have 64,999,000. Well, we Skyped in a guy onto the podcast. Who had epilepsy.
By the way, a great guy.
Yeah, he was so nice, and he has epilepsy. And Kirk was giving him some.
This is a comedic podcast.
Yeah, it's a comedy podcast.
It's a comedy podcast.
I don't know if this guy was prepared for that aspect of it, because he was calling in to say what's going on, and then after he hung up, we made some jokes, and then he just started a tirade online.
Oh no!
Yeah. It was a hammock situation.
It was.
Here's the reason why. It was hammocks. So
I did not mean to derail this.
No, I know, and we don't want to revisit it.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about epilepsy, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
He talks about how he called in amazing guy who has been trying to get a hold of me to go on his podcast, which I still have to do, by the way. And also, but he was talking about how he went to an insane asylum wrongfully because of his epilepsy, and just a tough.
He had a condition that he would laugh uncontrollably whenever he would have a miniature seizure, I think it was. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But he'd have like 3 a year.
Yeah, and Kirk, of course, was like, well, you got to come to one of my shows. Okay, which was really funny. Yeah. And then he also said a couple other things. And then as soon as he got off the phone, we got him on Skype. As soon as and that was our first time.
That was our first
We're
Skype
like,
call
let's take
ever.
callers. Let's take
one and done.
Yeah, and the first one was him. And I was so excited. I'm like, talk about it. You've supported my.
Sure.
And Kirk goes, as soon as he hangs up, Kirk goes, he's lying.
Yeah, if he even has it.
He doesn't have it. And I go, no. And I'm trying to defend.
Yeah.
But it's funny, and it keeps getting funny.
At first, you were playing the joke. You were like, no, he definitely doesn't. And then you immediately switch over.
I immediately switched and said, no.
You're like, too many details.
Yeah, too many details.
There's too many details. He has it.
And he has
penis nose moment.
Right.
Yeah.
What's that?
Penis nose moment. Like, why did I say that?
Yes, I definitely said on someone else's podcast. I said that someone I know or someone that we all know,
has a
very
penis
famous
nose.
person, has a penis nose,
And then
we had to
immediately
cut it
he
out.
regretted it. So that's what this is like.
But
can you take
penis
that out?
nose. That's going to be our thing from now on. I'm just going to
penis
text
nose
you.
moment.
Had another penis nose.
Man.
Yeah, I should send you one of those emojis.
Yeah, exactly.
A little penis. It's like, good night. Happy 14th birthday.
We had it so.
Your dad's friend with the penis nose.
We had to prove to the guy, because whenever
Yeah.
you said, no, that's too many details, he has it. Kirk was talking, so you couldn't really hear him say that. So I had to create this loop of you saying he has it, he has it.
Yeah.
We wasted way too much energy on that.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
good.
glad he's doing well.
Good, and it
Sure.
gets numbers. It doesn't get numbers like Supernatural. It does. My point is, 1.4 million people follow me on Twitter. I don't know where they are all around the world.
Right.
They definitely respond to things when they're really, when
Right.
it bleeds, it leads. When it's salacious, when it's something you can
Right.
grab onto. This is a loyal audience of many millions of people all around the world, but they are super loyal, right?
And active. I mean, that's the thing, is they are active. They're loud, and they let their voice be heard. And this show wouldn't still be on the air if it weren't for those people. It's different than when you and I started. We didn't have social media, so I did pilots, and you did pilots. We did shows that got on the air but ran for 6 to 13 episodes, and that was it. This is an audience that this is a show that came to be in a world that when social media just started, right? So this show started in 2005. So people took to social media. They started saying, "I love this show," and it caught on. And now, studio execs listen to that, and they and they make their decisions based on that.
Wait, did you say? Because I was checking to see if our next guest. Did you say the show was never threatened to go off the air? Was it?
I don't know if early on it might have been on the bubble a couple of seasons. I really don't know. I started in season 4. I really don't know. But what I'm saying is, it started during a time when Twitter was just beginning, right? So in a world where all of a sudden people could, in a world, where people could go online and they could say, "Hey, I really love the show," and execs started listening. So that's.
I remember though, back in those days. Well, back
when I was banging.
Yeah, I mean, back in the early days, I remember JJ not wanting to. He's my closest friend, so that's why I hear about this stuff. But showrunners back then didn't want to get those messages. They didn't want to get the letters. or even open the letters, because it was like, oh, wait a minute, if a storyline comes through in the letter and I can prove that I stole the idea or whatever. And we're so far ahead production wise that they're commenting on episodes that we've already done and characters' storylines. We can't adjust them.
Right.
I hate that Richard guy. Well, he's already a season
free in the
ahead.
can with him.
And there was a lot of that.
But I played a character named Richard.
Yes.
For those who didn't.
But this is all about support.
It's positive, right?
Yeah.
The positive they do listen to. So if people say like, "Hey, I really, bring Chuck back," they listen to that. Oh man, people are talking about,
And
so,
the two guys, the two leads. I mean, you would not be hanging out with these guys if they weren't good guys.
they're incredible dudes.
I hear that from everybody.
They're great guys, and if they lived in LA, we'd get them on this podcast. They one of the reasons I think they're so magical is that they don't live here, they don't shoot here. They've avoided the whole LA thing completely, which is kind of cool,
Yeah. Wait, where's the show shoot?
Vancouver.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
live in Texas, these guys.
Wow. And has it always shot in Vancouver?
Always shot in Vancouver, but they used to live in LA. But they always, were in Vancouver for, 10 months out of the year doing this.
And have you ever flown with them on their private jet?
I have. They're very generous guys. That's the other thing. Like they don't let you pay for anything when you're with them. They're just amazing, generous. And so it trickles down from them, truly.
Yeah,
And so everybody who goes to these conventions, all the actors who go, are all like-minded people. Everyone's really cool, and people I've introduced you to, or everyone's, like Richard Spate, like people are they're very friendly, really cool dudes.
They're great. He's great, by the way.
Yeah.
You got to get him on the podcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and they've become some of my best friends. It's the same kind of thing where it's a family, right? So, but talk about harmony. So my band started coming with me to these things, and now it's become this arena where first of all, Richard and I do comedy all week, and we do improv all week, and we're the hosts of the domestic conventions where we host them. So we're literally on stage from the very beginning to the very end. My band is on stage like the house band.
That's awesome.
Dude,
Right. So it's like Letterman.
But you have to understand, you got to give it context. Nick doesn't understand. It's not a Comic-Con.
Yeah.
This is a supernatural con. It's
Only,
only
right.
for their show.
So there'll be like 2,500 people.
Oh my
in a
God.
big convention room.
And they're all over the world. And are they paying enough? Obviously, they're paying enough to support all of you guys to go. And all, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good gig. And then Saturday night we do this big Loud and Swain show. Loud and Swain is my band. We do a big show, big like concert, Loud and Swain only show. Then we have actors come on and sing some cover songs, and you'd love it. You flip out. And we've tweaked it over the years, so now it's actually really good sound. You know what I mean? They rent this proper equipment so it sounds
right.
Good. They take our instruments with them, so we don't have to bring our instruments.
It's
great.
Backline. That's great.
Yeah, whole backline. So you come in, everything's set up, and you plug and go.
Unreal.
What a dream.
Yeah, so it really is harmony in the greatest sense of the word, and it's a family, and the fans truly are, and that's something that we always try to tell people when we speak about it out in the real world, is that people want to go, oh, these people weirdos, huh? You know what I mean? These fans.
No, not
really
these
weird.
fans.
They're just
You guys are going back to the same places and the same cities, seeing the same people over and over again. So it is family. They have become family.
Exactly, and they're incredible people.
And if you want any proof of that, go to Rob Benedict's Instagram or your Twitter or your Facebook, any of that stuff, and you see you interacting with the fans. It's not like you do your thing and then you run back up to the room.
No, yeah, they're really fascinating people and really cool people and normal people.
There's got to be their share of weirdos.
Anywhere you go, you got your share of weirdos.
Here,
right? Yeah,
right now, we've got.
I'm the weirdo.
Yeah, I'm the weirdo here.
But that's the thing is we live in a day and age now where it's okay to be a nerd.
Yeah.
You and I have been nerds for many years.
Yes, we have.
And you know what I mean. So we're all
you nerd out about this, you nerd out about that.
Yeah.
What has been your? How are we doing on time?
We're good. Yeah, like 20 minutes.
Oh, good. So you and I have both with Journeyman. We've done so much stuff, I love because I used to know everything that you've been in. You've been in so many things that now, I'll be watching something, I'll be like, oh, there he is. I forgot you were the coffee guy with Will.
Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. Yeah. I mean, it's awesome to see that.
Yeah.
Do you ever? Because I don't turn down work. Because I'm about to go to Arizona to shoot. Max Reload and the Nether Blasters, and we got to talk about. I want to talk about 3 Day Blinds. Remind me that whole thing because you'll love that. But I'm about to go shoot this movie. These guys, 2 independent filmmakers. They scraped together a couple $100,000. That's it.
Yeah.
And we're making this movie. Lynn Shay's in it. I got Kevin Smith in it. I should have got you. No,
It's too late though. Tight lists. Ooh, wish I would
You
have.
know what? You're going to be in a convention. You don't have time for it.
Let me make a call. It's busy, but listen, next.
Exactly. I don't have bars. But anyway, but no. I mean, what one role that you've done do you just look back and go, and that was the best.
Oh, the best? Yeah, because I was going to say, I'm like you. I rarely say no, especially to offered work. I mean, I've said no to auditions and stuff like that where it don't feel like it's a good fit, or I don't think I'm going to get it. But if the offer comes in, I'm like, yeah, if I'm free, let's do it. You know?
I know, me too.
And I just went and did a movie in this fall in Chicago, this sort of a horror movie, and I had a blast. So glad I did it. It was amazing.
What's it called?
Well, it's called 30 Miles from Nowhere, and it's myself and a woman named Carrie Preston. Do you know Carrie Preston?
Yes.
She's actually an Emmy Award winner she won a guest star Emmy for The Good Wife, and she's an amazing actress. And she was in the vampire show on HBO. What was that show called? True Blood.
True Blood.
Yes.
Yeah, her. Yeah, she's amazing. Anyway, that was awesome.
It's the two of you. You're playing
30 Miles from Nowhere. We're
husband
like
and wife.
No, it's like an ensemble. And she's you just kind of have to see it. It's Get Out meets The Big Chill.
Oh,
So people going back to bury a friend and weird shit starts to go down.
Wow. Now, when they call you, what was the budget of that? In the ballpark?
Not a ton. I mean, I didn't get, it didn't make me rich. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah, I mean, but on those movies, you don't make anything. I mean, I say that all the time. And literally, it's like a few
hundred a day.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that's what I'm about to go do. But look, group sex.
Yeah.
We actually got paid as actors on group sex. That was something that I was like, oh, the budget now, and so all of it.
Yeah.
But, which, by the way, you were amazing.
If people haven't seen it, they should go see. Is it still called Group Sex? Or is it
I
called
love
The
that you
Group?
say go see. As if like,
Right.
where are you going to go?
Can you get
Stay in
that?
and see.
When you say go see and the title is group sex, you really feel like it's going to be a theater with sticky floors.
I know. It looks weird on a resume.
Yeah. Or you have to rent it. You have to go through beads in the store to rent it. Group sex, you're going to have to find it. I mean, this is one of those.
But Henry Winkler's in it. And
Henry Winkler, Tom Arnold.
Just Google group sex and see what comes up.
Yeah.
Watch
God.
whatever happens.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, my kids are like, my dad's in group sex. Oh, my God.
Daddy, why?
Dad, you look so different.
Yeah, I remember when it all started. I Googled group sex.
That's how you were
Google
born,
Group
son.
Sex and Greg Grunberg. No, actually don't.
Don't do that. No,
So
it's,
Greg and myself
and Larry Trilling co-wrote and
yeah.
directed and produced, and we got money to do it. And that is, what about a movie, your own movie? Like, have you?
Well,
made-
I wrote a 30-minute short called The Sidekick.
right.
that-
Oh, let's talk about that.
Right.
God, man, that was so good.
Yeah, it was so fun, and I had got an unbelievable cast. And again, it was one of those things like you guys when you did Group Sex. It was like you put it out there and you hope
But that actually caught on.
Yeah. We played some pretty cool houses.
Yeah, Nick, you would love this. It's called The Sidekick, and it plays right to the heart of this community.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about King of Con.
Yeah, Kings of Con. Yeah,
Kings
yeah.
of Con,
Yeah, yeah.
because that's fantastic. Is that still going?
Well, we finished season 1, and right now we're sort of in between. Comic-Con HQ, where the first season aired, isn't doing scripted shows anymore. So we're taking it out with Lionsgate to new places, and we're trying to exactly.
I'm just pretending. I feel like I'm Joey Slotnick.
Yeah.
No one's better at mime than Joey.
Yeah.
Joey's the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, dude, see, it's
tough,
but
but we're
it's
finally
not
looking
tough.
for a new home.
It's
Looking
not
for a new
tough. How many episodes did you do?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith and I did, Geeking Out.
Yeah.
And we did 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Harvey Weinstein produced it. Yeah, it's gone away. AMC took it off, not because of that, but for other reasons.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that...
Yeah. So anyway, Kings of Con. You can still watch it. It's on Amazon. It's on iTunes. We're super proud of it. It's Richard Spate Jr. and myself.
and you guys go around to Comic Cons. I mean, it's about being in that.
Well, no,
Comic-Con.
it's a scripted show
Yeah.
about behind the scenes.
That's what I mean.
At a supernatural type convention, but we shot it all in a deep in the valley in a hotel. We shot everything in the same hotel. So that was kind of the joke of it, is because it's always the same hotel in a different city.
That's awesome.
In a different suburb, actually. So yeah, that was it was great, and there'll be a season 2. It's just a matter of where.
Yeah.
And the Sidekick is out there too. It's on.
And you created Kings of Con.
I created Kings of Con with Rich, yeah, and I did Sidekick by myself. Michael Whitehorn directed it.
You have to see Sidekick. It's terrific. It's all about being the sidekick in the amongst all of these superheroes.
Right.
So you're the superhero sidekick, and don't say anything more.
Right.
Where can people watch it if they want to see it? They want to check it out.
It's on iTunes, and I think it's on Amazon. It's on Roku. Yeah, it's out there. But Jordan Peele is in it. And,
nice.
Yeah, and Ike Barinholtz and Martin Starr. A great cast of people. I got super lucky.
It was really funny.
When I think your question was what was one of my favorite roles, I mean, certainly anytime like the sidekick in Kings of Con, when you get to play a role that you wrote, that's a thrill. That's what I mean. I want to keep doing that. But in terms of another like job,
we have to do something again together.
Yeah, we do. We absolutely do.
We really do. I mean, like
it's funny. Again, for the people who've never seen Felicity, go watch it. It's J.J. Abrams' first TV show, and I've people find it still, and they say it still works. It's still
apparently it just got sold, so it's either on I think it's on
fun.
I think it's on Netflix. You can watch it, or it's on Crackle, or it's on Hulu. One of those three.
But like season 3, I want to say they just gave Greg and I a video camera, and Greg's character was making a documentary, and I was the boom guy.
Documentary.
Right.
I was allowing people to vent.
Yes. And so basically it was just Greg and I doing improv with the other actors on the show. And I remember when Mandy Foreman was like, don't do the improv bit, just stick to the dialogue. Because it would always go off script,
Yeah, that is so great.
So meaning that, because we worked so well together, they're like, these two need to be together.
I know. We need to do something.
Yeah.
And every time, but this is one of the people in my life, and, I've got so many things going on like you. I've got the band. Tell us the name of the band, where they can see you, where they can download it.
Yeah, my band's called Loudon Swain, LOUDEN And
if you do not know the band, it is a very successful band. Like, you have to check out the band. You have, how many albums have you done?
Like 7.
7 albums. Jeez.
We just put out a live album based on that Saturday night show I'm talking about at the conventions. We do this big show, and there's a live album called Saturday Night Special. But Loudon Swain, we've it's iTunes. You can follow us at Loudon Swain 1 on Twitter. And then I'm in this other little band called Station Breaks, which is the song I played at the beginning of this. That's a Station Breaks song. Isn't
that the song that you guys played?
I'm sure we did. Did we play it? Yeah, we played it here.
It's so good. The harmonies, by the way.
Yeah.
Who's in the?
Jason Mans. Jason Mans is a singer-songwriter that
Do you know Jason?
No, I don't.
Dude, he's amazing. Nick and I met because I discovered his music because he sent me his music, he sent me his art and stuff, and I was just absolutely blown away. And when I heard Jason, I had heard you for years, and your band, and loved it. But dude, where'd that guy come from?
Yeah, I know, man.
He's like you, dude. Yeah. He's just awesome. That pure and that good,
smooth voice.
Smooth voice and sweetheart.
Yeah.
Do anything.
Such a sweetheart. We got
to have him on as a.
Yeah, you could see Loudon Swain next January 11th at Rockwood.
Yeah, that's right. We're going on tour. We're going to New York. Yeah.
Yeah, Rockwood Music Hall.
Yeah.
And who's in the band with you?
January 11th.
In Loudon Swain is drummer Stephen Norton, and then Billy Moran is guitar player, and Mike Borjas bass player. And Jason Mans is coming on tour with us, is going to open up.
That's
and
awesome.
We're doing a couple shows at Rockwood in New York, and then we're going down to Atlanta, doing 3 shows at a place called Eddie's Attic in Atlanta. And then we're going to end the whole tour in Orlando, where there's this convention, and we're going to play the convention. So.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
come on.
That'll be fun.
And how big are the houses when you play, like, the Attic?
Eddie's Attic, I don't know how many they hold, a couple hundred.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's sold out.
Rockwood's
it's full.
a great club.
Yeah, Rockwood's great. Rockwood's, it kind of reminds me of, what's the place in Hollywood? I can't think of it now.
Hotel Cafe?
Yeah, Hotel Cafe.
It's
kind
very
of a
Hotel Cafe.
I love that place.
Yep.
Yeah, but anyway, check it out. I mean, you can probably get tickets still at the door.
And how hard is it to harmoniously leave and travel that much? I mean, 20 conventions. I'm now doing, because of Star Wars, I'm doing like 4 or 5 a year, and it's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's really tough. Did the family ever come with you?
Yeah, I brought my son Calvin with me. Because they're in school, so it's tough.
I know.
But he came. I took him out of school, and he came to San Francisco with me last month and had a blast. So we'll keep doing that. He's
good.
old enough now that's it's so easy.
14. I have a 14-year-old, Sam.
Yeah. So like I can go.
best.
Yeah, I can go to stage and not worry about him.
Let him get drunk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yeah.
No, he watches me when I get
Daddy's
home.
do. Daddy's gonna go up and do a song.
By the
And
way,
then-
real quickly,
yeah.
I do have to plug Blue Microphones for sponsoring this podcast and providing the mics that we are using today. Blue also makes headphones. Their award-winning products are the driving force behind professional musicians, internet creators, and countless elite podcasters. Visit bluedesigns.com
Well, you
for more
got the
information.
whole plug out because Kirk isn't here.
Because Kirk isn't here. He's not
Kirk the whole
complaining.
time he's like, "Are they paying? Are they paying?
No,
They're
I'm
not paying."
getting
These
paid
are
yet, man.
Beautiful mics, by the way.
Thank you. I don't know why I'm taking
Blue,
credit
you know,
for that.
You look at Blue microphones. You think of Blue microphones. You think of the Yeti. You think of the you know, the
Snowball.
ones, the Snowball,
Yeah,
like
they're-
the stuff you plug into your computer. These also plug into computer, right?
These ones do not. These are not USB, but I have a
Yeah.
Raspberry over there that does. They have both. They do.
But that's the thing is they're this huge company.
No, yeah, these are studio microphones.
Yeah, Lewitt is another microphone company that they've given us mics for the band and they're great. But Blue said, you know what, I love what you guys are doing. We don't have a huge audience yet. We're slowly building and stuff, but it's great to have that support.
Yeah.
Cadee,
They came
Whiskey.
in before we were even anything.
Really?
Blue gave us mics to start it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
But I ask about traveling and
Yeah, it's
talk
not
about
easy.
that.
It's not easy.
It's just because my wife, it's Elizabeth. You know Elizabeth. I mean, and you know Molly. I mean, they're the sweetest, and it's just tough when you've got driving the kids to school and doing
Yeah.
all this stuff, and then you got how much help you don't
I
want.
know.
It's a balance. It's really
is.
tough.
It really is.
The other day, we decided we're finally going to do something for us, and I said to Elizabeth, we're going to redo our bedroom. We're finally going to, and redoing our bedroom for us was, doing some paneling on the walls and stuff. And so we took off these window coverings that we've had forever. I don't know about you. You're a creative guy. I'm a creative guy. You're a creative guy, Nick. I mean, with Lauren,
My girlfriend.
yeah. And no, but they're a solid couple.
Oh, yeah.
Solid couple. I don't just like another husband would be like, sounds great, honey. Those 3 words,
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
She values my opinion. Elizabeth has great taste. We almost lost it over the window coverings. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
What happened to me in my life that I'm going to take such a stand?
You're gonna die on that hill.
Yes, I mean
Over
she
a
lit
window
all the
cover.
swatches and stuff, and so we decided they have we went with a 3-day blinds. There's these fancy companies, whatever, 3-day blinds. I'm like, let's do that, and they sent somebody out to the house. Thank the Lord. I call this person a marriage therapist, or because it was like, guys, take it easy. I don't know, how is it with you, and like creatively or cooking or that? Are you
Yeah,
as
it's
creative with all that other stuff as you are with everything else?
Yeah, I guess I am. I'm opinionated about it. Certainly have an opinion, and I want it to go a certain way. So it's like that's why marriage is so tough.
Yeah.
And also, my wife is the opposite of me, right? I'm kind of like out there, creative guy, and she's a lawyer, and she's very rational.
She's a lawyer.
Right.
Thank God my wife's not a lawyer.
Right?
I'll tell you that.
Not easy to win
Now,
an
will she
argument.
speak like around the point to like she knows what
She
to
just
say?
can win. I get mad right away because I'm like, I can't win this. That's
Right.
ridiculous.
Exactly.
Did it not didn't say that?
Do you know why? Do you know why these waffles aren't healthy for the kids? No. Do you know why? I'll call my first witness.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
I always say, may I approach the bench? And she's like, what are you talking about? There's no...
Exactly. All
We are
I do
married
is
in perpetuity.
Yeah, but thanks to Kadee, all I do is keep passing the bar. Hey, look what I did.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so let's get now that we're talking about Kadee, let's do our thank you, no thank yous.
Oh, yeah.
We do this on the show. It is because of Greg Garcia had an amazing thank you acceptance speech at the Emmys for My Name is Earl, I think it was, or one of the others. Anyway, he's so incredibly profound, and he got up there and he just said, you know what? Instead of thank yous, he was going to do no thank yous, and he talked about people that in his life tried to stand in his way.
Yeah.
So Nick, if you want to start us off with the thank you, no thank yous.
Yeah, it's we're right off after the holiday season, and I had a wonderful time with my family, and then got to fly back to Northern California to be with my girlfriend and her family after Christmas. So thank you to just the wonderful people that are in my life and my family and,
Hey,
and
that's
girlfriend
nice.
and her family. I haven't thought about a no thank you. Man, can we do thank yous first and then no thank yous?
Yes.
Let's do
that. Thank you. Let's hear your thank you.
Well, I want to say after all these years, I want to thank Greg Grunberg for always being my friend, always having my back, and
Hey.
and every time you reach out, it's like no time has passed, and I always gladly come along with them whatever adventure you've got. So thank you to Greg.
I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to
promised
cry.
myself.
I promised myself. You know what I almost did? because there is a threesome, and we were missing Mandy.
Yeah.
With us, you and I have always, but Mandy and I, and then you and Mandy, it's this thing.
Oh, yeah.
And we just love being together, and
Yeah.
we love just
Laughing.
ragging on. That's a podcast.
Yeah,
We
totally.
always, when we get together, like we'll have breakfast or something, we bring laundry.
Yeah.
Dirty laundry on everybody we work. I'm like, oh man, I have some great ones, but I can't share them with you.
I know.
Until Mandy's here, and I almost called her and said it's last because this was last minute.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that. I really, really do. And
Yeah.
and you know, we think about our guests. We're like, okay, what are we going to talk about? I'm like, I'm not going to think about it. I really do truly love you. I really do, man. And I called you and I was just like, hey, dude. And I know how busy you are. And I know it's a Sunday and you have family. And you said, no problem. I'm going to do it. And so
Absolutely.
you always do. Always. You've been so supportive with epilepsy, you know, the charity stuff that I do and creatively and everything. And I cherish every minute that we're together. And I really mean it. Like, my dream would be, this is what we were talking about with the podcast. I don't give a shit if anybody listens to this. No one owns it. It's ours.
Yeah.
And the people that listen to it, I love the fact that they're enjoying it. This is who we are, and that's it. And we are in a time right now where we can just say, you know what, let's just shoot something.
Yeah.
Let's just create a situation and shoot it.
Yeah.
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
So let's make it a point.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, love
Beginning
that.
of the year.
Love
Thank you. You can do thank you and a no thank you if you
My
have
thank you. I'm
we'll just
going
go
to
around with
thank.
the
I'm going to thank Scott and Jeremy from. I've already thanked 3 Day Blinds, so I got that out of the way. I want to thank Scott and Jeremy, the two guys that are making Max Reload and the Nether Blasters. Why? Because the movie is about me. And that's why. No, the movie is about these young kids who are gamers and they work in a gaming store and they come across an old game that was created by me and it was never released and it releases all the. You know Joe Reitman?
Yeah.
Joe is in the movie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Joe plays my business partner and we fought and whatever. But it's all these flashbacks. Okay, Nick's in the movie.
Awesome.
And you're not.
No. How's that phone call coming?
No, you're going to be my no thank you. So I want to thank these guys because this flashback to the 80s, guess who's playing a young Eugene Wilder? Just take a guess. Is going to make his life. Like, he'll be talking about this for the rest of his life, and I got to do this for him.
One of your sons.
Jake.
No way.
Is that
Jakey boy.
Jakey boy? Is
Oh,
that
that's
amazing?
fantastic.
Nick's going. We're going out to Phoenix at the end of this week. That's
And
why
Jake's
we had
is
to
going to
rush
go
this.
with you to shoot the whole thing.
Yeah, and we're on nights, all nights. And I've talked to Hassie, and I talked to Tom, and I talked to these guys that are shooting. And do you know Hassie Harrison? She's amazing. She's so great. And Tom and all these guys are really great. Lucas, Gage. It's this young, cast, but they're all like, oh, because it's nights.
Yeah.
I have 9 nights in a row.
Wow.
Jeez, man.
These guys they're coming out, we're driving out, and then they're flying back. So you guys have 3 nights. I'm a little concerned. Epilepsy is all about sleep.
Yep.
But Jake knows how to sleep during the day, I'll tell you that. Okay. No one, he's like, oh, I'm tired from my nap. I think I need another nap. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Get used to it, by the way, because that happens right about 16.
Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Wait, your kids are how old? 14?
14 and 10. So, yeah, 14 and 10, almost 11. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's coming. The teenage years are coming. But
Yeah. So thank you, Scott and Jeremy,
Great.
for making this happen for Jake. I hope I don't screw up my part in the movie. And thank you to everybody who's putting on that movie. I mean, I'm really excited. We had the
Your no
cast.
thank you.
We did an episode with the cast.
Oh, great.
No, thank you.
I have one
Wow.
if you want to think about it.
Yes.
No thank you to the Jacksonville Jaguars for beating the Buffalo Bills. I wanted the Buffalo Bills and all their table-breaking drunk mayhem to come into Pittsburgh next week.
Yeah.
They dethroned them, but
Yeah,
so
bummer.
no thank you to the Jacksonville Jaguars because nobody cares about the Jaguars.
You know what? Anything can happen, dude. You can't, like, fantasy teams and all this stuff. I like that stuff. Anything can happen. It's really true. Once the playoffs hit,
Yep.
the Rams have had one of the best seasons ever.
That was not, and they played last night. They didn't look like themselves at all.
What happened?
I don't know. They had this great offense. They did not use it last night.
Yeah, not good at all.
The Jags, though, man, it's just that team is there because of the stadium they built, and
Bummer.
they stayed there. And the Bills were just so drunk and so crazy, and lighting tables on fire in the tailgates and jumping on them. Like jumping off of porta potties and RVs.
fans.
The fans.
It's this new thing that they call them the Bills Mafia. And they're the bunch of drunk idiots that
Sound like supernatural convention fans.
It's very, very similar.
they drink and smash tables. They wouldn't sell people those folding tables in the city of Jacksonville unless you had an in-state license.
Holy cow.
Because it's the thing. I wanted to see that in my home city of Pittsburgh next week, but we're getting the Jags.
No, thank you, Jags. All right, no, thank you, Rob.
Oh God, this is tough. You told me we were going to be doing this, so I had to choose which no thank you I wanted to do.
Oh yeah, there are so many.
But now I've got you for not having me do the movie. But
No, thank you, Greg.
so no thank you to the my dad took me to a growth doctor when I was a kid because I was too short. So no thank you to him for taking me to the doctor. And no thank you to the doctor who mapped out my growth for a year and told me I'd be 5'10" when I grew up. I'm 5'6 3/4. And
He read the growth plate wrong.
he read my growth plate wrong, and I was supposed to be 5'10", which isn't a tall man, but it's a hell of a lot taller than 5'6 3/4.
Right. Well, you know what? Also on the sonogram, they said you were going to be a girl.
That's true.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I am going to say, because I've been trying to stay away from this for as long as I possibly can on this show. If you look at my tweets,
Oh, boy.
If you look at my tweets, I
I know where this is going.
I just feel like and again, let's talk about, how do you feel about someone like me expressing my opinions about Donald Trump? Now, everybody's doing it. And sure enough, there's a lot of people that still support him. I don't understand how that happens. And when we call him out on being such a child and a bully and a moron and so self-centered and caring about one person and one person only above all else.
You don't like him.
No. I voted for him. No, you can vote for who you want or whatever, but now he's intentionally going after people. He's intentionally going after, and oddly enough, my no thank you is not Donald Trump. My no thank you is Jeff Sessions. Because Jeff Sessions, for no other reason other than to just go against everything that the Obama administration has done, just came out and said, that little thing about marijuana and how we've been letting the federal side of this slide, now we're going to go after these people.
Now that most of the country has decided it's okay to be legal, he's going to go after it.
Yeah. Now that's lobbyists. I believe it's the alcohol lobby, and I believe it's the tobacco lobby.
He's always had a problem with marijuana, though. For some reason,
But ideology has no place in politics.
No, I know, and and people like your son benefit from it. There are a lot of people who benefit from it medically.
Yeah.
And people, a lot of people. We've got a prescription drug problem in this country. Let's focus our energy on that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Look at West Virginia.
Yes. So thank you for taking us through what it means to have a harmonious life, even though I know that it feels out of tune most of the time, like mine does. Grab your guitar. I want to end with harmony.
Yeah.
Teach me how to possibly harmonize with you guys. I don't know. I have a deep voice.
Okay.
Remember, I don't sing, so I talk through the songs. When I get up there, I'm just like, and then a bunty boodladu. It's like I don't sing. But let's make this work. What can we do together? Grab your guitar. Let's go.
Wait, yeah. What do you think?
Whatever you want, man. I'll jam on it.
What's your favorite song?
That's on the radio.
Yeah, like a cover.
Can you do? Do you know Wagon Wheel?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love that song.
I'm tuned down a half step, but I can.
No, go ahead. Play it however you will, capo.
Okay, or let me capo, and then we can
okay.
play together. That's easier.
For those that don't know what a capo means, it means taking off your underwear.
Go ahead, keep going.
Heading down all the time, thumbing my way down to North Carolina, setting up the road, pray to God I see it light. Made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogflowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight.
All right, here we go.
So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, hey, mama, rock me.
See, I stand out. I'm terrible.
Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, 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 mama, rock me.
Is that all right? Come on.
Go ahead, take that verse. What is it? Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be fiddler with an old South string. Baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country means keep getting me down. That's my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. So I ain't turning back, living that old life.
No, I'm gonna sit out this one. Show me harmony. Come on.
So rock me, mama, put your wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me.
Mama, rock me, rock me.
That's it. I'm trying to tune in for soul. Running up south out of road window, got a trucker. Well, Billy had a nice long toad. He's heading west from the Cumberland Jack to Jackson County, Tennessee. Well, I gotta get a move on, fit for the sun. I hear my baby call my name, and then I know that she's the only one. If I die rally, at least I will die free. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, hey, mama, rock me. Yeah. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Oh, mama, rock now, rock now. Thank you for listening to this episode of an actor, a comedian, and a musician walk into a bar. This was all about harmony. And I've always had harmony with one of my closest friends in the world, Robbie Benedict. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for having
coming
me.
on. I love you.
Thanks for
Love you too.
microphones. Hey,
Come
thanks
on
for
now.
tuning in, everybody. Got some great guests next week. Don't miss it. We will see you next time.